What is up, you guys? Namicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what everything is bringing us. And welcome to a special episode of the discussion video series. Today, we're going to celebrate 20 years of one of my favorite shows of all time, the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series. And thankfully, I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with two other people. And with the first person I'm going to introduce is a returning member of this discussion series. He is a big Turtles fan. And may I give a round of applause for Brandon? How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing very well. Glad to be back here again, and very excited to talk about 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right. And the second person I will be introducing is another huge Ninja Turtles fan. His name is Nico. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Navikan. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how were we introduced to this series in particular. So how I was introduced. Um, so so when during my youth, we had a Saturday morning block called the Fox Box. I didn't watch the show at the time, and but it wasn't until Foxbox rebranded itself into 4Kids TV where I started watching some of the episodes, and then when it rebranded again into the CW4 Kids, that's when I got really into the show. I also saw commercials of the toys all the time during when the show was getting new episodes. That's how I was introduced to not only the series but the turtles in general. So, Brandon, how were you introduced to the 2003 series?
Well, basically the same thing. I also was watching it from the Saturday morning cartoons as well. Back when it was 4 Kids, I actually did not start watching it until it was rebranded to 4 Kids from Foxbox. And I also was introduced to it also from commercials as well because it just kept going on and on local kids channels. So, and I really enjoyed it.
Yep, basically, yeah, those toys were everywhere. They aired it all the time, all the time.
I'm pretty sure I still have a few old ones back in my basement as well. I'm pretty
I
sure I still have a few of
I never collected them, honestly. I should have, but
them. I
well,
have a
how?
few. I have a few, but like it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, I get it. Well, how about you, Nico? How were you introduced to this series in particular?
So, unlike you guys, I started with the 2012 Ninja Turtles, and then I went back after hearing about 2003 Ninja Turtles. I went back and watched that on YouTube, on I think either YouTube or Amazon. I don't remember exactly where. It's been a bit, but yeah, I wasn't around when they was first airing. So I didn't really get to grow up with that. I grew up with like I said, I grew up with the 2012 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I get it.
that makes sense. Then. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get
All
it.
the episodes are on YouTube actually. Like about almost all the episodes are on YouTube. I think like one or two of them, including Turtles Forever, isn't on there, but not
Uh,
all of
Yeah,
them are on.
I've also seen clips of the various characters. So that's also kind of an introduction into the '03 Turtles.
yeah, I'm not sure if all the episodes are on YouTube right now, but back then, all of the episodes were there. But I'm not sure if that's the case
Most of
right
them are
now.
still there. Most of them are still there, just like not all of them. I think like one or
Yeah,
two of them, including Turtles Forever, aren't on there.
yeah, that makes sense. Uh,
Uh,
all right, so we're gonna talk about, and now we're gonna talk about our favorite turtle in that show specifically. So, For me, it's a tie between Leo and Raph. And Mikey was a pretty big surprise for me, honestly. Um, uh, I think for me, Leo was like pretty much the star character for season 4 in particular if because he was dealing with a lot of anger issues in that season. It's even his anger was worse than Raph, which says a lot because we know how Raph acts. We know how Raph acts like. So and then after that, and then we since he had to deal with his anger by going to another dimension by being taught by another sensei, not Splinter, because Splinter
The
already
Asian one.
taught him. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ancient one. Yeah, the ancient one. Yeah, he. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's for me. It's a tie between Leo and Raph. Leo has always been my favorite my favorite turtle, but yeah, but this shows the reason why Leo is my favorite Ninja Turtle. All right, how about you, Brandon? Who was your favorite turtle in this series?
Honestly, it's the same for me. I love Leo as a kid. Like most of the toys, I specifically remember I asked for it was either Leonardo because I thought they were just like the best. Honestly, season 4, I do agree, was one of Leo's best seasons. That was basically his whole depression arc, basically. And given the fact that I've also gone through and am still working through depression myself, that I understand it a lot better having to hold up a lot of bottled anger within and just not being able to let it out. So that really resonated with me. I do like how they portrayed him during that season. They really made him look at himself a lot differently now from beforehand because he's always seems like he's serious, but like he's also like goofy and fun. This is like he's like dark, he's gritty, arguably maybe even more than his original incarnation, which again the 2003 show was the best rendition of the source material. Raphael, on the other hand, like he's also one of my favorite characters. Like he's up there with Leo. Like it's hard to say like which one of them's favorite. So I choose them both as my favorite. And I feel Raphael out of all the turtles, he's probably the one I feel got the most character development, even more so than Leo, arguably 2003, because we first see him as like this very tough guy, angry person, but he really mellows out throughout the whole series. Like he's still angry and all that, but he really mellows out. And it's like a very good transition from just him in the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah, yeah, I like like I said, Raph was like my favorite, but it was a tie for me between Leo or Raph as like my favorite characters in this series. How about you, Nico? Who was your favorite turtle in that series?
My favorite turtle in general is Mikey. He's one of my favorite turtles. Just like I said, in general, he's very goofy, which I find funny, and basically, in my opinion, acts as the comic relief of the group of the main four. But he's still very confident as a ninja and as a member of the brothers.
Yeah.
Also, I did look on YouTube. They do have the entire series on YouTube.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
they do have episode 2 season 1. I got that on tape down.
Oh, all right. So it seems like all the episodes are now on YouTube. That's great.
Yeah.
So if
Wait, is
you,
Turtle Star?
yeah, all right. Well, what I like about Mikey was that one episode that really an episode that really stood out to me was he got a superhero outfit named the Turtle Titan, and
Yeah, that really sealed the deal
Yes,
with me.
Turtle Titan.
yeah, that was awesome. Honestly, that was so awesome. He understands that the superhero shtick is not as awesome as it seems. It's actually a lot harder than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Turtle type, that character, just as Mikey plays as a superhero, that actually got a lot of character development, surprisingly, in the show when you think about it.
He gave him a lot of character development, which it says a lot about him, and it says a lot about how kind of underdeveloped he is. Especially in 2012, where he's just really delegated to the comic.
He also got a lot of development, and when he battled all those monsters, I forgot what the arc was called. It was in season 3, I believe.
Season 3.
Yeah. It
was it the battle in Rico, or was it? No, that's season 4.
It was it was where they first introduced Miyamoto Musashi.
Miyamoto Musashi. You mean Usagi?
Usagi.
It's Miyamoto.
Usagi. Yeah. Usagi.
Musashi is a Japanese character of history. Usagi.
Yeah.
Interdimensional turtle. That was from the Battle Nexus, so that would be, I think, season 2, wouldn't it?
Oh, was it season 2?
Unless it's Draco.
Yeah, season 2 is Battle Nexus.
Yeah, so it's season 2 then.
Oh, it's season 2?
Season 3 is Triceratons.
Yeah, Triceratons. Yeah, season 3 is Triceratons. Season 1 is Shredder in the Foot. Season 2, I think, was Battle Nexus and Utrom, I think. I think it was Utrom as well, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it season 3?
Utrom and Battle Nexus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we got all that confusion out of the way, let's talk about our favorite season of this series. My favorite season is 4, because not only we got Leo's character development, this season is depressing. It's also very dark, because there was one episode where they introduced their own version of the Rat King. That dude was pretty terrifying. And there was also that one episode with Baxter Stockman. He mutilated himself into some. I don't know what he mixed himself up with, but apparently that episode got banned in 4K. They never showed it. And they never showed it on TV.
Too graphic.
Yeah. Very few episodes that get banned on 4K.
Yeah. I think that was like the only episode that was banned on TV. You could, I think you could.
There actually was another one. There actually was another one. It was never finished. There was another one.
Yeah. There was the reason why is that Baxter Stockman, bro, dude destroyed his body. Dude, his face was literally so fucked up. Like, his jawline literally broke by itself. Like, oh boy, I was like, I'm glad I didn't saw that on TV at the time. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Sheesh.
Yeah, that was like just one of the worst episodes. That's like just horrifying. Not bad, just plain horrifying for its time. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly horrifying. Yeah,
like honestly, I don't blame 4Kids, because out of all the bad stuff 4Kids does, like with dubbing and everything, this was like one of the very few good things about stuff they actually did. I'd say.
Yeah. Speaking
of, like a good call.
Yeah, speaking of 4Kids, this show is the best thing they've done.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Yeah. As for you, Brandon, what was your favorite season in this show?
Okay, so this is controversial because I have a tie for first place. One of them is the Ninja Tribunal arc, otherwise known as the Lost Episodes. That was actually one of my favorites. And the second one is season 5 is the Lost Episodes arc. The Ninja Tribunal.
Yep.
Yeah, and the other one is a bit controversial. Fast Forward, actually.
Season 6.
Yeah. So I started season. Obviously, because of the whole Lost episode, it was literally the final season used the original designs for all. everyone. And honestly, it was one of the best ones in my opinion for usage of it. Like not only did we get a lot of backstory and answers to some questions, we also got a lot of action, and it was a lot more, gritty and violent, like kind of like more to source material with its own mix of it because it's more mystical. With the original Shredder, the Ninja Tribunal, the mystery of the Foot Mystics that has been building in season 4, like everything came to a head from the first 4 seasons in this season, which again was considered to be the original end. And honestly, it tied it up pretty nicely, in my opinion.
Honestly, I just wish Fast Forward had one more season. Like there were a lot of questions that weren't answered. Like those fake turtles, they weren't addressed. Like when Fast Forward was over. I don't know why they didn't continue. I really wish they did, but it is what it is.
Yeah, even without it though, see, it's still one of my favorite seasons because it's like it's a step back because it's not really as gritty and like more mature anymore because they're a lot more goofy. But they keep like the spin of it, and I feel like it does it's a bit more like more lighthearted. It's a good balance between really lighthearted, pretty lighthearted, and action. Which honestly, even though it wasn't as good, it's still very enjoyable.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. Why season 4 is my favorite season. I'm gonna say one word. Bishop. Oh my God,
Oh,
Bishop
Bishop.
is a mo- is a mother. Bishop is one big ass motherfucker. Bro is a menace to society, bro.
Bro put
Bro.
on his jacket and just went literal, just straight up ham.
Yeah, honestly, I am. The fact that I found out he was created solely for the show is surprising to me. I'm surprised he wasn't created prior to this, but hey, dude, hey, that's the one thing I'll give this show credit for. They created not only an original character, but one of the greatest villains the Turtles has ever faced.
I know, like everyone thinks that Bishop comes from the comics, but not many people know that like he actually came from the show. It's so weird
Uh,
because he's so well written.
yeah,
Even though it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that he actually came back for season 6. When you think about it, it was so hard to
yeah.
believe. But I lost my mind. For like Earth to Bishop, like, I lost my mind. I was like, Bishop, are you kidding?
Yep, that's why he is my favorite villain in the whole series. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
To
How
be
about
fair, they actually gave him a good ending as well, despite the fact of like how poorly his character was written in Fast Forward. They gave him a good ending.
yeah? They did give him a good ending. I'm really glad for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Nico? What was your favorite season of the series?
My favorite season. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. It's been a little bit since I've seen it, so I don't exactly remember everything. But my favorite would definitely have to be season 2, especially with the battle nexus. The battle nexus definitely is one of my favorite arcs. My favorite arcs in the show, especially with the turtles having to fight each other to see who's actually the strongest out of the 4.
Hmm, nice. Okay,
That's
and
fair. That's fair.
yeah. I could definitely see the argument for season 2. And the breakout character for me in season 2 was the Fugitoid. He was actually pretty. The Fugitoid was actually pretty cool, honestly.
Oh yeah, Patience. Oh, wait, we have it mixed up. We have it mixed up. Season 2 is Triceratops, season 3 is Battle Nexus. Right, we had it mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, the
Yeah, yeah.
Fugitoid was
Viewers, sorry,
cool. Yeah,
mixed up. I'm sorry to the viewers.
yeah. As I was saying,
And
the Fugitoid was like pretty was like a pretty big character for the series. I think he was another character that was introduced in this series. He was never a character prior to this series, but yeah, he was pretty cool as well. I massively prefer Bishop, but the Fugitoid is pretty cool as well.
It's fair.
Yeah, Peach was great.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
now,
I'm really glad. Like,
yeah, proceed, Brandon.
oh yeah. I'm really glad. Just on a little off topic here. I'm really glad they brought back his character specifically for the 2012 series, even though like it's a different incarnation, obviously. But I'm really glad they did because it really showed the love they put into this show for 2003.
Mm.
And I'm really glad they brought him back. Like especially with the voice actor for the Future Toy, David Tennant. Oh my god, perfect. That's definitely how you do Future Toy if you don't have the original voice actor.
Right, right.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to go. Now let's go over our favorite voiceover performances for the Turtles. Honestly, Michael Sinterniklaas as Leo, he is the definitive version of Leonardo for me. Michael Sinterniklaas perfected Leonardo for me. Sam Sam
Oh
Riegel,
yeah, no, same.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sam Riegel as Donatello was fantastic, honestly, and yeah. Prior to Donatello, I don't think he had any other uh, big characters he voiced. I think Donatello in the old three series was like his big breakout, and yeah, and Mikey and Raph are also done fantastic by Wayne Wayne Grayson and I forgot who voiced and I forgot and
Greg Abbey.
yeah yeah yep yeah Greg Abbey fantastic as Raph and Wayne Grayson also great as Michelangelo. Although I might I think with Wayne Grayson in particular, I think he's tied with Townsend Coleman from the '80s Ninja Turtles for me, but it's not. But he's fantastic. He's fantastic. But if I had to go over my favorite voiceover performers, I have to go with tie for me between Michael Sinterniklaas and Greg Abbey as Raph. All right, how about you, Brandon?
Michael Sinterniklaas, 100%. Just he's so phenomenal as Leo. He agreed with the fact that he's definitely that's how you do Leonardo for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially like during the whole season 4, honestly, because again, like I said, Leo's a lot different there, and you can tell from his voice acting that he really showed it so well. And like every time I read comics now, like that's how I see Leo. Like that's how I hear Leo when he's speaking in comics now. Like it's in the 2003 voice.
Yep. It, to me, in my eyes, when I think of when I think of Michael Sinterniklaas, Leonardo is literally the first character I think of. This is to me
Exactly.
is his this Leonardo to me is Sinterniklaas' signature role. That's literally to me that's his signature role. Along with Sam Riegel as Donatello, although you can argue Phoenix Wright, but yeah, but for me, Michael Sinterniklaas is Leonardo for me. How about you, Nico?
Uh, definitely, Michael. Definitely, Michael. I definitely hear him saying, being Leonardo. Also, he was also give me 1 second to find it. He was the Pokemon Survivor in the Pokemon series. He gave his voice for that Pokemon, and also he dubbed One Piece in for Funimation.
I don't recall hearing his voice in One Piece, but maybe
He was
it's
he just did some additional voices like side characters from what I'm seeing
yeah, that
on
makes
his
sense.
IMDb.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And
There's also Chris, huh?
yep. All right. Now for our surprise character of the show. Yeah, like I said, for me, it was Bishop. Dude was a dude. I thought Shredder would be my favorite villain in the show. No, it was Bishop. It was not even close. dude. Oh my god, Bishop season 4 Bishop. Like I said, season 4 Bishop was a fucking menace to society. Like, dude wanted to experiment every single bit of his creatures as much as he can, just so he can get all the data to give to the government. And it didn't matter if he tortured the animals. He just wanted to get the results. He just wanted to get paid. That's why I love. That's why Bishop was so fucking menacing in the show. He was my surprise character of the show. All right, how about you, Brandon?
Mine was actually Usagi. Actually, I was not expecting him at all. Like obviously, when I first saw him, I didn't really notice at the time. But since he is based off Usagi Yonjimbo, basically it's the TMNT version of it. I'm really glad they paid a good homage to it, and I feel like they got his character down at least at a time for the show. And I think he's a very interesting character as well. Good foil to Leo, especially.
Oh, fun fact about Usagi: he was voiced by Jason Griffith.
Very neat.
In case you don't know who Jason Griffith is, he voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic X all the way through Sonic Unleashed.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And how about you, Nico? Who was your surprise character of the show?
Definitely Usagi. But he's one of my top 5 favorite characters in TMNT as in general. Yeah, definitely surprised to see him. Definitely was surprised to see him. I mean, I knew he existed prior to watching the show, but I didn't know he would appear that early in the show. As early as he did in the show.
All right. And now we're going to talk about Turtles Forever. Um, Turtles Forever was not only the series finale for the 2003 series, it was also a celebration of all Ninja Turtles at the time. Not only we got to see the old 3 series, we also get to see the 80s and the original comic line of the Ninja Turtles. It was
Source Turtles.
Yep, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's so cool too. Although yeah, I really do like this movie. Although I wish the '80s Turtles were treated a little bit better. They were treated as dipshits when they were really not. I don't know.
They were definitely treated as second rate
Yeah,
compared to the
yeah,
That is true. That
yeah.
is true.
They were more comic relief than they were than Mikey was.
Yeah. And
I think really the only serious one out of the '80s was actually Donatello from the
Yeah.
'80s. Like I'm pretty sure I was the only one that actually was close to the original '80s incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
yep, and which is a shame too because the '80s Shredder and Crane they were done pretty well. Like they were pretty accurate to the '80s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the turtles themselves.
I don't know either.
Yeah, how about you, Brandon? What are your thoughts on Turtles Forever?
This was probably I actually got to watch the premiere actually when it first came out. Like I got to see the premiere, the whole 25th anniversary top 10 showdown on the CW for kids, and honestly, I was so happy. It was like, hey, like it might be the last thing we get from the series, but it's a great homage. We get to see all the turtles and the original. And I love the ending. That ending was great. Like, not only do we get like a cutaway with just the source turtles, we get just storyboards at the very end of the original of the comics, like the original comic line. It was so good. Storyline, it was storyline could have been better. They could have treated the '80s turtles a lot better. I do agree with that. But honestly, it kept pretty in line with 2003, the 2003 storyline. Though it does bring up good questions that unfortunately were not answered. But other than that, it was a very good ending, I think, to the series.
Yep. All right. How about you, Nico? What are your thoughts on Turtles Forever?
As I mentioned earlier, I never saw Turtles Forever when it first when I don't think it's yeah no I haven't seen Turtles Forever, so I don't really know much. But what I do know is that it was, from what I could tell, it was a great crossover. Like you said, 80s Shredder and Krang were amazingly accurate to their original counterpart when they were first aired. And like I said, the 80s Turtles were very much comic relief.
Yep. It's a shame, but it is what it is. To me, this movie at the time was the culmination of everything Ninja Turtles. Various comic lines, the live action movies, the 80s cartoons, the next mutation, the 2007 movie was even referenced, which was insane at the time. Yeah, and yeah, this was everything you've ever wanted in a Turtles movie at the time. And now we're gonna go to the video games. So I don't know much. I've mainly played the first game, but it's all right. It's not good, but but it's not bad either. I think for me the combat was too basic for my liking, and the levels are a slog to get through. Like they are so long and they drag so much. And I do feel like that if they trim down the levels by like a half, I would appreciate the game a lot more. I also played a little bit of Battle Nexus. Nexus. It was fine. It was pretty good for for what I played. But yeah, it's mainly the first game that I've mainly played. I remember doing a 1v1 match with my brothers along with my friends. It was a good time. Trying to unlock various some characters. It was a good time. It was dumb. It was not. It was basic, but hey, it gets the job done. I did play a little bit of the GBA version of the first game on an emulator. It was actually a pretty cool 2D beat 'em up, honestly. I wish I played more of it, but yeah, the last time I played it was years ago. But yeah, I wanted to. I wish I played more of it. It was pretty cool, honestly. That I actually, from what I remember, I actually had more fun with the GBA version than the console version solely because of how the sprites look, the two how it was mechanically a beat 'em up spiritual successor to the SNES and the Genesis days of the Ninja Turtles, which I really appreciate. And that's my main familiarity with the when it comes to the video games with the old three Ninja Turtles. Unless you want to talk about Smash Up, which which design wise was had had the '07 versions, but voice acting wise, it's the old three cast. Yeah, it also has that game also had the Future Toy, which at the time was only in the '03 series, and I believe yeah. So I had if you wanted my quick thoughts on Smash Up, pretty fun game. One of the best Smash Brothers ripoffs I've ever, probably the best Smash Brothers ripoff I've played, besides Multiverses, of course. But yeah, not much else to say on the old three video games. As for you, Brandon, have you played any of the old three video games?
Unfortunately, I've only played one of them. The only one I've actually played is Battle Next, actually, and I really did enjoy playing that. I did not own the game, unfortunately. I actually played it at my cousin's house back when I was younger, and I really enjoyed playing it along with him. Mainly just because we just kept fighting each other over and over again. It was just a lot of fun, just playing every character.
Oh, how about you, Nico? Have you played any of the old three video games?
I have not actually. So I don't. I'm missing out.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Because I speak from experience. From the first game. It was fine. It was fine. I like Battle Nexus. I have not played Mutant. I have not played the third one nor Mutant Melee. I like the GBA version of the first game. Uh, it's mixed. And no, what will be the Ninja Turtles without the toys? Honestly, I never collected any of the toys. Granted, I saw them. I saw commercials of them a lot when it fir- when they were making new episodes of the series, but I never collect. I might have collected them. I had Donnie, but that was years ago, so I can't really confirm nor deny if I had any of the toys. How about you, Brandon?
Again, like I said, I do have some toys. I do again. They're in the basement, so it's been a while. It's been a while. So like, but I do remember like getting a lot of them. Again, like I said, mostly just asking for Leonardo and Raphael because favorite characters, and I really did enjoy playing with them. And yeah, they're just a lot of fun just collecting them, seeing all the commercials, playing along with them while watching the show. A lot of fun.
And how about you, Nico? Have you collected any of the toys from the old 3 series?
I have not, mainly because I was really young. I wasn't even born when it O3 first premiered. So yeah, I was really young when they was releasing toys and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I guess that's it for our the work. That's it for the discussion for the old 3 Ninja Turtles. This is, like I said, this is one of my favorite shows of all time. This is my top 5 series of all time. This show got me into the This show introduced me, and this show is the reason why I am a fan of the Turtles. Honestly, I watched a couple of the 2012 series at the time. I liked it, but I never got around to watching it again. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I had a lot
It's
of stuff to
still
do.
2012 is my favorite, but it's less serious than the 2003 version.
Yeah. I did saw clips of the '80s one. I've only saw like a few clips of Rise. I'll give to
Rise is
Rise
good.
that the animation is amazing on Rise.
The Rise animator is really cooked with this. It's so good. Especially,
Oh yeah, no, Rise
especially, especially the
animation
season
good.
finale. Oh my god, that is so good. The season 2
Now, if
season
you think the
finale.
season finale was good, you should have seen the movie.
I
uh,
did see the
The
movie.
movie on
yeah,
Netflix.
I want to see the movie, but I need to watch the show first.
Definitely,
You really should.
definitely recommend it. It's still goofy. It's definitely catered towards kids.
But it's very
Kids when it
different from
released.
traditional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. It's very
Yeah,
different. Like, so for
very
instance,
different.
Raph's the leader. Raph's the leader.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
heard.
He's the mature one. He's the mature one. Leo's the immature one. Even more than Mikey, arguably.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I heard. As for the
it's
move,
wildly different.
yeah, as
The movie is actually really good.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
remember,
the movie's great.
yep, and I remember watching the next mutation on a channel called The Hub. Now it's called Discovery Kids. That's where I was first exposed to that show. Uh, and
I actually saw it on Netflix. I saw the
you
next mutation on Netflix.
and you, Nico. Oh, okay.
I was in a civilian.
The next mutation. We were talking about how we were exposed to the next mutation. Yeah. it was not very good. Suffice to say, but as for the movies, I used to have the original trilogy on the VHS. I don't know if I still have it. I don't believe that I do, but thankfully I have them on Blu-ray. And and as for the '07 animated movie, I used to have the disc of it, but it got scratched up to bits. I had to buy it on Blu-ray. It's if you saw my review of it, just know that it's good, but I just wish that they focused more on the subplot instead of the main plot because I didn't care about the main plot at all. As for the other live action movies, I hated the 2014 movie. That shit is ass. I actually really like Out of the Shadows. And as for the newest
I
movie,
just did not like those movies at all.
yeah,
I didn't.
To be honest,
I never saw them.
yeah. Just so you know,
good.
yeah, like again, the 2014 movie was ass. I liked Out of the Shadows a lot more than I should. And as for
No, that's fair. I heard it did. I
yeah,
heard it did, but I just didn't watch it because like the first one was so bad.
yeah, yeah.
I never saw them.
Yeah, as for the most recent one, that movie to me is a masterpiece. That movie honestly is tied for me as my favorite Ninja Turtles film, along with the very first live action movie. Like it's that good. Along with Turtles Forever, that one is fantastic as well. Um, and yeah, Cowabunga dudes.
Cowabunga, indeed.
Cowabunga.
And as for my viewers, as you can see, you can see that really great artwork done by the artist's name is Starfork. I will credit him down in the description down below. So so anyways, so anyways, thank you viewers and my participants for celebrating 20 years of this fantastic series, one of the greatest shows of the 2000s, the greatest thing 4Kids has ever made, bar none. And honestly, I love being we love being the turtle.
Amen. Turtle power.
Hero power.
All right, now that honestly, that was the now, and for you, my viewers, if you want, and now for you, my viewers, I'm gonna tell you guys where to find my partners. As for starting with Brandon, where can people find you?
People cannot find me, unfortunately. Sorry, viewers. Again, don't use social media as much as I probably should, considering everything. But I like to keep my personal life in wraps, quiet, forget for others. So yeah, sorry, viewers. But if Nomicon wants to have me on again, I will gladly accept. I will gladly join in. And yeah,
All right, how about you, Nico? Where can people find you?
Not really anywhere right now on social media. Definitely head out to my work, my job at Lowe's. Not a promo. That's not. No, that is not a promotion. It's just me saying work.
Uh, all
I
right,
wish.
all right. So as for me, you can find me on Instagram. Backlog and box down in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And with that out of the way, this is Nomicon, and I'll see you next time. And with that out of the way, this video actually motivated me to start reading the